I'm your host, TJ Legacy. Pleasure to be with you all again for another episode of the Soapboxx Podcast. I think we're in the 60s now. We're still a young podcast, but we're still striding upwards. Yo, all the way from NYC. Let's get straight to it. What's good, my man, Alan York? What's good?
Yo, man, peace, y'all. Peace. I got green tea and I got whiskey, two of my favorites, all mixed in together. So we're going to have a good time tonight. How y'all feeling?
Feeling good, feeling great, man. All the way from Tallahassee, Florida. What's going on, Javonni?
Hey, what's happening? Meanwhile, I have my water bottle. But y'all know any other day, green tea and whiskey probably would be right for me.
Yes. Oh, and returning to the show, we have two folks returning to the show. Guest contributor, what's up? Morgan Williams, how you doing?
What's up? Thank you for having me again.
Oh, no problem. And comedian extraordinaire, what's going on? Vince Taylor, what's up, man? You mute. Look. He's muted.
Oh, okay. So y'all didn't hear all that stuff I said about TJ Mama. Okay, my bad. Anyway. I was saying, well, thanks for having me back. I got my green tea, except for it is in my Dutch Master, so I can't do it till we get off the podcast.
Yo, appreciate you being here, fam. Appreciate you being here. Yo, let's get right to it. It's been how's everybody's week been? Let me just start off with that. Like, everybody, anything new, anything exciting? I know Miss Morgan Williams had a birthday this week, right? Hey, shout out to Morgan. How'd you celebrate your birthday, Morgan? In this COVID pandemic.
I went to the nude beach.
Oh, nice.
So you just
a
daredevil.
Hold on. Pictures or it didn't happen?
But were you nude or were you spectating?
Yeah, I participated.
Once again,
where is this beach?
Javonni wants directions.
Or it did not.
Yeah,
we
beach here.
TJ, you're gonna surprise us. You got a clip of that, right?
No, I'm waiting to hear more. Y'all keep interrupting the lovely lady. Morgan, as Javonni said, where is this beach?
Playa Linda, I think it's called. Here in Orlando, Titusville area.
Orlando.
Hold on.
You notice Javonni's appalled.
You notice how she remixed. She didn't say Titusville. She said Titusville.
Right.
Titusville, like Titusville.
Hey, what exactly is your Instagram handle?
Yes, please. Let's all share Instagram, starting with Morgan, please, and make sure you say it loud enough.
Oh yeah, definitely. So y'all can follow me on Instagram. It's Conceited, and the E's are number 3s _08.
That's what's up. Hey,
Dang,
Javonni, you ever been to a nudist beach?
I've never been to one.
Are you opposed to going to one?
Oh no.
Oh, okay. See, it's a nudist. Everything's all cool. Then I show up and everybody's like, "Oh, okay, let's wrap it up."
Fine. They were jogging along the beach and everything.
Listen,
really?
I'm sure.
I went one time to a nudist beach in maybe like 2008, 2007 in South Florida. And it was no eye candy. It's just a bunch of women who look like Marsha from the Brady Bunch down there.
Yes.
Really?
Letting it all hang loose. So don't believe the hype. I mean, Morgan was absolutely an anomaly for sure.
Yeah, he's right.
Okay, kick that game, honey. Go ahead, bro.
Right.
Hey, listen, shout out real quick, shameless plug. Want to have some shout outs to everyone for the Soapboxx Podcast who I endorsed here locally in Orlando. Speaking of Orlando, we got a lot of great feedback off of those, the endorsement. Some minor controversy got pressed a little bit, but we'll be all right. But yeah, all in all, it's in the spirit of voter education and everything like that. But I got a lot of text messages today because we have. I was told I was on MSNBC today, and I didn't even know it. So I got the clip. So I'm going to play the clip, and this is TJ. I mean, it's about another person's campaign, but really, I am the star of this clip right here. Hold on.
I have have been fighting for criminal justice reform for 20 years. I want to change the conversation. I have been fighting for criminal justice reform for 20 years. I want to change the conversation. I want to turn it from just law and order to changing the culture of prosecution. As we want to change the system, you must change the players.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was my debut.
Yeah, I see you with the water bottle.
That was me. I just came back from. I actually gave a speech and was extremely thirsty. But yes, that's Monique. In all seriousness, that's Monique Worrell. She's running for state attorney here in Orange County, Osceola, 9th Judicial Circuit. So I was in the background, and so people were texting me when they saw that and was like, "Yo, you are on MSNBC." And I was like, "I needed proof." So y'all go out here and vote for her. Jessay's not here because she's out here being a superstar on a web series, and so I had to share that I was on, the mainstream news, drinking water, looking sweaty, and had to bring sex appeal to the political cycle.
Right.
Bitch, you got anything to say about that?
Yeah, I need you to rewind it because I missed it.
You missed the whole thing?
I missed your arm or your fingernail or whatever it was that was in that ad. Like I didn't see
if you
it at all.
I'm not, listen, Vince
I think
Taylor,
we need to go to the tape. Yeah.
I'm not gonna let Vince Taylor steal my joy today.
I won't. I don't want to, DJ. I'm happy for you, bro. You're like
really miss it?
Orlando. You're the Orlando version of Killer Mike, bro. Like we need you. You know what I'm saying? Like we need you out here. But I just did not see your elbow in that advertisement, bro. I just need you to rewind it.
I'll send it. Listen, I will be happy to send you a copy. We got a lot to talk about. Speaking of politics, I wanted to ask y'all real quick. Difference in political ideology a deal breaker for you in dating? I'm gonna ask you with you first, Morgan. If someone has a different political ideology than you, supports a different candidate than you,
I mean, I guess it would depend on how passionate I am about, my political views or anything like that. I mean, and then it depends on is you talking about I support Trump different or just I prefer this Democrat over that Democrat. You know what I mean?
Let's go with that Democrat to the other Democrat.
Then
politics is a dirty game. I got the chocolate factory shut down on me this week because I endorsed the candidate who the person didn't want me to endorse one candidate, and I endorsed them, and so they were like, "Look, shutting down the chocolate factory is closed. Wow. No mas." No mas. So it's a dirty game. So I wanted to know, is that a deal breaker in certain relationships or even marriages?
Not if it's at a minimum like that. You know what I mean? Like if it's just you, we have two candidates fighting for the same thing, and you just like one, I like the other, then no, to me that's not no. But if you're talking about you like a racist, and then yeah, we got a problem.
Yeah. Vince, would you, if someone had a different of religion, would you is that a deal breaker for you?
I mean, yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, well, look, here's the thing, man. There's differences of religions that are minor, right? I mean, if you're Pentecostal and I'm Presbyterian, no big deal. You just got to wear pants to church. But if I find out that I'm Baptist and you Seventh-day Adventist, now I can't go to no Friday night basketball games. Yeah. I can't do nothing on Saturday because it's Sabbath. I can't eat no meat and greens on Thanksgiving because Ellen White wrote a book 100 years ago, and I don't even know who that is for real. Yeah, we might have some problems. So I think it depends on the severity of the gap. You know what I'm saying? I actually live in that right now. Like my wife is Seventh-day Adventist, and I was raised Baptist. So there was an ordeal about how we gonna raise the kids, Seventh-day or Baptist. And we both decided we're gonna chuck the whole Bible out the window. And we're just gonna go ahead and just not do none of it. So we just gonna go ahead and
decided nothing's gonna work.
Look, I raised my kids on Marvel Comics, homeboy. They know all about Doctor Strange and not as much about Barabbas. All right, so we'll just keep that going. But we do keep them educated. But it is hard. It just depends on the width of the gap, right?
Bet. Yo, so Javonni, Speaking of differences, we're seeing that Dr. Dre and his wife, I don't know, her soon to be ex-wife, are having some differences. What's going on with that?
Well, pretty much the divorce is about to get messy. The Nicole Young, his ex-wife, she filed legal documents claiming she was forced to sign a prenup when they got married in 1996. But of course, now Dr. Dre is worth, a whole bunch more. But according to the report, Nicole filed for divorce in June after 24 years of marriage. And she pretty much was just saying like she was forced to sign this prenup. She didn't, she was reluctant, but she felt like she had to do it. She also alleged that 2 years into their marriage, Dr. Dre supposedly was told her that he was going to rip the prenup up, but I guess it still exists. And then he did acknowledge that he may have made her feel like pressured to do it or signing the premarital agreement, but
yeah.
But I don't know. It's just a whole bunch of prenup. I don't want to sign it. I don't want to do this. He's worth a lot of money. Like
it's like 800 million. I heard.
Yeah. And I heard he has like assets with Apple that's worth like billions of dollars if he was supposed to cash out. But I just kind of feel like the man, he worked for all of his money, and I'm pretty sure Nicole has enough. And maybe it might be some things that she wants to do, or I just kind of feel like for a man wants to know, what are you gonna do with my money? Because if you're just gonna go and get surgery with it, it's not that I'm not really trying to give it to you. But if she came and was like, no, our daughter who was 19, let's create 3 businesses in her name, and I'm gonna make sure that it's running. I'm gonna help be the manager. Then he probably will give her the money that she needs. But she's trying to get half everything he worth. I don't know. They was married for 23 years, so probably me, I would want it to. Give me all of it. Give me that money.
How she switched? It's so funny because she just switched right in her head. She's like, wait a minute. Now that I'm recording, I could be in this situation. They gonna pull this episode and bring it to court.
Some females, we get into relationships, have the children the first month. Where is the check? We can't take care of these kids by ourselves. So I'm just saying, for them to be together for 23 years, they have a daughter who's 19. It's just, I don't know. It's just common courtesy.
TJ.
Yeah, listen,
TJ.
Yeah, what's up, man?
You gotta call BS on this, homeboy. Like, yo, she wasn't with him when she was shooting in the gym, man. He wasn't making no beats. This is a 23-year relationship. Dr. Dre popped in the early 1990s. She wasn't with him when he had the lipstick on that was doing all that stuff with the one class breaking crew. So now she want to cash in and what? 20 million? Like, we talking about 800. Do you realize you just said 800 million and then they want half?
Oh, wait. So she wasn't with him?
To 3 islands.
But wait, she was with him on the come up?
Not with him.
But was she with him on
she was
the
with him
come
when he made it.
You said what?
Was she in the studio? Was she in the studio? Okay.
Yeah,
because whatever it is that she was doing at the crib, she wasn't. Look, she wasn't some Donna Reed wife where she was home cooking. They had state servants, waitresses, nannies.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. She could take 100 million and buy 2 islands.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She could take
trust fund and get a whole new man.
Right.
Yeah. Alan, what do you think? Alan, are you the
Wait,
prenup?
1 second. Y'all, let me just clear this up. So was Nicole with him while he was, getting to his success, or y'all saying she was with him after he already had made this money?
What I'm saying is that I don't care if I got 2 public sub coupons in my pocket. I'm gonna get a prenup because I am banking on me. All right. I know I'm going to be successful. So I'm not getting into any marriage without a prenup. There, I said it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with the prenup.
I'm willing to bet you actually have 2 public sub coupons in your pocket right now.
I do not, because I'm not doing it. See, Vince is coming for me today, but I do not. He keeps trying to. Listen, let me tell you, the devil sends people in mysterious ways to come and steal your joy. But I'm not gonna let him do it because I'm having a good beer day and I'm feeling good. I just had a nap, so I'm not gonna let him come for me. Yo, Alan, I want to get your take on this. Yo, are you for the prenup? Do you think she deserves half or what?
I mean, I think documentation should be honored. So if she signed a prenup, then that's kind of what you have to go forward with. She did say that Dre expressed some sort of regret of kind of pressuring her to get a prenup, but a couple of things that I look at here. One, they got married in 1996, which means that he was successful for a good at least 5 to 10 years prior to them getting together. However, on the flip side of that, I do see that they actually have 2 children together, a 19-year-old and a 23-year-old. But on the flip side of that, both of those children are quote unquote of age. So if they had children together and, you know, maybe if they were under 18, I can definitely understand splitting it 50-50 because she would be having to hold down the household the entire time. But at the same time, you know, just speaking with women in regards to situations like that, they do feel that a woman should be properly compensated because she is responsible for holding down the household, for raising those 2 children for X amount of years. The tricky thing is Dr. Dre doesn't go outside. So I feel like he was in the house them whole 23 years anyway, which may throw a little monkey wrench in things. So, you know,
I was right here.
Right.
Yeah. It's not like he was on tour. He wasn't doing too much. We ain't hear nothing from him, but every 15 years anyway. So
listen, I would take care of Dr. Dre's household for less than $400 million. Holla at me.
I think you can be taken care of without getting half. So I'm not sure what the median is here. I don't mind her getting 30%. I don't mind her getting 40%. You know, women play a big part of, you know, just holding everything down mentally and physically with the children. But I'm not sure how far she wants to take it. So I can't really say.
But you know what I've always thought about? How does that conversation go, right? So what are you at? You're at dinner and you're like, yo, this is the love of my life. And then you just present and say, listen, how does that conversation go? And is that a deal breaker? If a man, and I'm gonna throw this to you, Morgan, if a man sits there and says, hey, he loves you, he can't live without you, but I don't want you to have any of this money unless things go sour. So how does that work? Is a prenup a deal breaker as well?
Not for me. I mean, I'm all about you protecting what's yours. You know what I mean? Like my thing is that if that's the case, then I need to make sure that I'm, you know, that I got my shit set up. So I'm good that if this motherfucker, you know, something happens, I'm good. You know, that's just my thought process. So I would definitely sign it if that's what, you know, that's what you want, then that's what you want. I just need to make smart moves while I'm in this situation and make sure that I'm set up financially so that I'm good. You know what I mean?
Oh, so you're just gonna keep asking them for money throughout the marriage and just put it under the mattress.
In my own shit, but anything that comes with it, you know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure I put myself in a position where I ain't gonna be fucked up if tomorrow he decides he's done, vice versa. Like that's where women fuck up at. You know, they get so caught up in playing the part, you know, being with that particular person that they don't set themselves up. You know, you got a certain lifestyle, and you need to be trying to make sure that you can cover it yourself if anything was to happen. Not necessarily bad, like, you know, the marriage ends. What if he died tomorrow? Don't do.
Well, there's life insurance.
Life insurance.
The prenup and life insurance aren't the same thing.
Okay,
you still need to be financially set up.
Yeah,
life
you do.
insurance ain't finna just drop in your lap the moment that motherfucker died. That's a process. So you gotta make sure you good. You know what I'm saying? You can live.
And you know what? Just to kind of like piggyback off of what Morgan was saying real quick. There was a story that came out a couple of years ago. If you guys know the story of Nas's first baby mother, Carmen, she was actually a video vixen. She was in Hollywood. She ended up having Nas's baby. You know, Nas's daughter now, and she's grown, but she was stating that after she turned 18 and the child support started, she kind of had to reset because throughout those whole years, she hadn't really cultivated herself to doing anything outside of just being a full-time mother, because she went straight from being a video vixen to a full-time mother. And she said she was kind of lost in that transition period. At least that's what was reported. So just to kind of like piggyback off what Morgan was saying, it's important that you get yourself established independently.
Go ahead, Vince.
I think that's what she get for messing with Jay-Z, because I don't know if y'all know, but Nas' baby mama was trifling, and Jay-Z did a whole song about her, said, I left condoms in the baby seat. And then Nas and the Streets Disciple did a song about her called War. So karma is a bit, is all I'm saying. But we love you, Destiny. Nas' daughter, beautiful thing.
Listen, these it's cheaper to keep them, man. That's y'all. If the judge says I'm gonna give half $400 million to her. We gotta have a conversation. I gotta talk to you. I gotta love on you. Do something. You just can't take all my money away. Some of these people, I look at some of these child support payments. Like Blake Griffin just got hit with like over $300,000 a month.
Right.
A month
to
take care of a baby.
But guess what though? So
what?
let's just I don't like the term devil's advocate, but just like on the flip side, right? If you have $800 million and you have $400 million, what is your difference in lifestyle? If
I can't sleep knowing that I lost $400 million, Alan. I'll be tossing and turning. I'll never be able to just go to sleep and say, you know what? I'm good. God is good. No.
I have a theory that after a certain amount, it just all becomes like algebra in your bank account anyway.
Okay. So, see, you're talking like a guy that don't watch Love It or List It or these property shows on the channels. I know what type of lifestyle that they have, and you can never have. Scrooge McDuck had a money pit. That's how he was like, F that. I'm not giving nobody my coins, not even the bank. And I was like, you know what? He's teaching young people something. Straight up. So yeah, you don't need $300,000 to raise no child and lifestyle and all the good stuff. No, stop living above your means.
Yeah, I need my Cambodian breast milk.
I was gonna say that's a whole nother deep dive. We're not gonna get into the spousal, like what it constitutes to be living within your means. That's a whole half hour right there. So I'm not even gonna.
Now listen, well, don't let any of that distract y'all from the fact that Morgan Brittany was at a nude beach sometime earlier today and still has not given us the pictures.
Not at all. And we are gonna continue to press Morgan until there's a photo shoot. She could be, you could be Bow Wow challenging right now. She could be stunting. Talk about she went to a nude beach and everything. You could be stunting on the show. We wouldn't know.
Hey, you know what, Morgan? First off, listen. I'm gonna protect everybody right now. We just gotta clip this conversation. People done got fired for less. This is becoming an HR issue. It's a hostile work environment.
I didn't bring it up. I was just saying we're just asking. You know, there's a lot of lies being floated.
This is a sharing circle.
Yeah.
We can start having NDAs when people come on the podcast. But listen, if you are harassed, please.
Not Khalid Kweli.
Morgan's gonna be like, Morgan's gonna go to the judge and be like, I want both coupons, please. Both. He harassed. I was harassed on the show. I want both coupons. Thank you. All right, moving on. Yo, speaking of Orlando, Vince, what's going on with Jonathan Issac?
Your boy Jonathan, evidently, he tore his ACL. Which, we were speaking about karma, right? You know,
yes, we had our last week's episode was called Consequences. Consequences.
Yes, this right here was a consequence. So your boy Jonathan Issac, who is completely misusing the number one on the Magic, has decided he will not kneel for Black Lives Matter, nor will he wear the uniforms that were issued that say Black Lives Matter, which is all in fine and dandy, but he did find out later that, goddamn it, Black Legs matter, and now he don't got one of them to play with while he's playing with Orlando. And that's what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the ancestors came down that was like, oh, that's how you wanna play? Ooh, shit. Sprinkle a little bit of voodoo up in that leg right there, right quick, you know what I'm saying? And I think his hair has gone through his head. I don't know if y'all have seen him or not, but he kind of looks like the Hey Arnold's best friend. Did y'all used to watch Hey Arnold?
Yeah.
Goes all the way to the sky, and I think his hair has gone to his head. I think we should debate whether or not, and actually, I think we need to relook at that footage where they was trying to claim that you vandalized that Black Lives Matter mural. I think we found out.
It was Jonathan Issac. Listen, did you say?
I think did you
say Black Legs Matter? Black Legs Matter.
black leg, at least one black leg matters, and this the one he ain't gonna be able to play with.
Oh. Listen, I don't.
Hey, look, everybody say, look, either you kneel with Cap or you look, the ancestor said you're gonna kneel one way or the other, my friend.
Listen,
voluntarily or involuntarily.
When I saw that clip, I could have shouted in tongues because I immediately recognized the spiritual significance of that injury. Yo, first of all, if you look at the clip, nobody touched him at all, right? And so it was almost like some dust was like some pixie dust, and dude's leg went down. Now you're looking at somebody that's had multiple knee surgeries, and I have screws in my knee. Knee surgeries are not fun. So, hey, brother, get well soon. However, when you take a stand like that and you invoke, I didn't care about you saying that you didn't want to, protest or whatever. That's your right, right? That's your right. However, when you invoke Christianity as a reason why you're not going to challenge white supremacy or racism, God was like, yeah, but I'm black, so let me sit you over on the sideline somewhere. Now, I know we're all ragging on the Orlando Magic, and the Orlando Magic are close to Allen's heart. So I really want to know how Allen felt about this, how the ancestors dealt with Jonathan Issac, because I felt like he went to the ancestral planes and they told him, you were wrong. You were all wrong. So go ahead.
A couple of things here, actually. Yes.
When you get emotional, look at Al get emotional.
Yeah, you know, I gotta reel it in.
You got choked up
because I'm a Magic fan. One, like, this is it's disheartening just because of following his journey, following his story. Not only am I a Magic fan, I'm a Seminoles fan. He's a Seminole. So from him coming to the Seminoles to the Magic, I've been following him for a while. I know he's a good dude. The leg that he injured was a leg that he hyperextended last year. He's been rehabbing from for a year. So for him to come back in his second or third game and to see that is heart crushing to me. Two, the Orlando Magic have to think about retiring in number one. If we go back from Penny with the injuries, and then we go to T-Mac, and then Gilbert Arenas had number one, and then
now he was zero. He was zero.
Arenas was one on the Magic. He was agent zero with the Wizards, but he came here because Penny was.
Oh,
yeah. So between that and then this, I think that we have to consider number one.
I got a question for you, real quick.
Huh?
You could only retire number one. Who gets it, Penny or T-Mac?
Penny gets it.
Penny.
What?
Penny. I think. Well, okay. Okay, listen. I'm sorry, that's a bias of mine.
You said it kind of quick. I don't think y'all thought about it what T-Mac did.
You're right. I feel like Penny may mean more to the franchise, like globally, but T-Mac is literally a Hall of Famer. So if we may have to do the slash it in half, Hardaway, McGrady.
Oh, so basically he gets the whole prenup deal too. He gets a slash of the damn jersey too.
Listen,
everybody, this is not. What's up with all these participation trophies in this?
It is called compromise. You know?
And then I don't know what that is. That's probably why I'm single. I don't know. Compromise. What is that?
And then the last thing I'll say is actually something that's kind of empathetic toward me and my background. Like, just listening to him speak and understanding that his journey, I know that when you're coming up in a strict Christian household, the education about race doesn't really go too deep, because you are taught Jesus first, you're taught Christianity first, you are taught that we are all childs of God and everyone should be treated on the same playing field. So I can understand why, not saying I agree with it.
I'm about to play some harmonica music for Alan.
That his blinders are on, because he's still in that phase where, and you know, maybe it'll be permanent, but he's growing up a Christian. He's a devout Christian. Last year, he actually went and became, I believe he was turned into a priest or something. And it was a story because a lot of his teammates didn't come. So I don't agree with his stance, but I empathize with it because I know that he hasn't been taught to look at things in a racial matter, because
does he consider himself Puerto Rican?
Huh?
I heard he considers himself Puerto Rican anyway.
What? I didn't hear none of that. What is that?
I'm telling you, y'all Google it. The man thinks he's dark-skinned Puerto Rican. They're out there.
Whatever. But I know that
I'm gonna Google it. Watch.
I do understand that, like, his mentality of being a real hardcore Christian, the religion is always taught to you to put religion first before race. So unfortunately, he's been indoctrinated in that right now. So, like I said, I don't agree with it, but I understand it because I had to learn myself out of it. So I hope he gets well soon as a Noel and as a magician, I guess we'll call him. But I can't deny that Harriet may have put a little fairy dust on the court.
Yo, I got it right here. It says Jonathan Issac is of Puerto Rican descent due to his maternal grandmother, and he is eligible to play for the Puerto Rican national team.
So he doesn't think he's Puerto Rican. He's Puerto Rican.
Nah.
No,
he's like, I'm not gonna kneel because I'm exempt. No, that's that. I'm not gonna kneel. I'm not gonna froze because I'm exempt. I don't know. I heard a lot of banjo playing in your. I know you was capable for him. I know he's from Florida State, whatever. But I heard a harmonica. I heard a banjo playing. I'm just saying. In your explanation, that sounds like some old Southern plantation talk right there.
Sometimes I don't have to agree to understand. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds more like you was defending Herman Cain than Jonathan Issac.
Oh, well, we're not gonna do that.
I mean, that same strategy could be used. Listen, I just want to see his girlfriend because I think that's the secret culprit here. I think the girlfriend is Lily, and I think that he does not want. No, I think she's Lily because you Google her and you won't find her, which says to me she's Lily. So just because he wants to go out with a Karen and he can't be seen with in public, I think he's afraid to denounce what he goes to sleep with. That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong.
Dr. Umar, man. Anyway.
Oh, so that's his all lives. That's his all lives matter.
His
all lives matter excuse.
Blocking is black. Yeah, the milk of magnesia, the black blocking. But it's all good. He'll come around when as soon as he has his first scandal.
No doubt. Well, hey, brother, get well soon. Hopefully that you are being taught more about institutionalized racism on your road to rehab again, so that when you come out, you can come back stronger and have better stances and make better decisions. Because as of right now, it's hard for anybody to sympathize with you if you don't sympathize with the plight of your own people who are fighting against police brutality and racism. So that's probably why you're getting a lot of heat on Twitter of people just kind of putting up their hands like, oh, that's karma. So, but anyway, on another note, real quick, we want to do keep or cancel. We were going to do keep or cancel, but ain't nobody seen it. But hey, keep or cancel. Has anybody seen? Nobody's seen Black is King. That was like the number one trending topic, and nobody on the show decided, hey, not even worth it. See, I have an excuse. The Beehive doesn't like what I have to say about anything Beyonce. All right. So anytime I say anything to critique her, they're all up on my Facebook buzzing around, or my Instagram buzzing around, talk about, oh, you a hater. One girl actually was like, oh, yeah, it is worth seeing, and it be our own people. As if everything Beyonce said puts out there, I'm supposed to agree with and watch. But I heard she had some nice some imagery. So let me just put out there: is anybody going to watch Black is King?
Ever since. Go
ahead, Morgan.
I just said I hadn't planned on it.
Listen, TJ, ever since Lion King, I feel like she still owe me $16 for going to see that travesty. Like,
wow. Yes.
I'm still mad at that. But more importantly, reading the backlash that she faces from the actual continent of Africa for not be going to Africa and making contributions and differences that she, as royalty in America, actually has the power to. She could spit in a bucket and change a whole village. So it just feels a little sacrilege to sit and to watch her do all of that and not use all this imagery, but not actually go to North Africa and partake with the people when they got all the money in the world. They could buy half of Africa if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, embellishing.
I just kind of feel like it's look, and I know I say this because who knows? We may run into Beyonce one day. Who knows? But I say this to say, like, a lot of it just seems very calculated. Am I allowed to say that? A lot of like her albums, some of her songs, like the whole with the movement, it seems like very calculated, like, hey, I'm trying to, yes, I'm for the movement, but I also want to make sure I can profit off of that as well. Am I wrong? Am I out of bounds when I say that?
I mean, I guess because you think about entertainers, that's how they have to express, because I mean, you think about if they don't say anything, then we're like, okay, what's up? Or they're gonna speak on it. So their way of speaking to us is the way they became who they are, and that's through their art, whether that's music, poetry, or what have you. So why wouldn't an artist make a song to show, hey, I support? I mean, because some of them can get out there and protest, but Beyonce can't go protest.
Why not?
She can't go out there and protest.
Why not? Why can't she protest?
Yeah, in her stance, they won't. They will not allow her. They're not going to look at her as just another person out there protesting. Fuck the protest, bitch. It's Beyonce. Now you taking away from why everybody's there.
I would think that Beyonce would bring a lot more people out to a protest if she was like, "Yeah, Beyonce gonna be."
They coming for a concert
on her. They'll be out there, but they're gonna be focused on her.
Javonni, what'd you say?
I said they coming for a concert. A full blown dancing, singing, get me body, everything. Like
they're gonna take that Black Lives Matter shit off. They're gonna put the outfit on, and it's on and popping.
No, but Beyonce is doing a great job. I love everything she's doing. I think that her management team, they calculate things very well, and more people should mock them, because I mean, look at all the artists who fell off, who started when she started, and they're no longer making music. So it's just like, I mean, her management team, I mean, you can't beat it. You don't, I mean, she has no appearance on her Instagram and has 1 million times 10 followers. She don't even post.
Ain't that arrogant? Ain't that, is that not, I'm not gonna hate, because I don't really like following too many people anyway on Instagram, but I don't have millions of followers and she don't follow nobody. But I mean, I heard Michelle wasn't even in the video. God bless Michelle. I mean, Kelly Rowland was all up in the video. Michelle's probably have to be one of the luckiest people in the world when it comes to her career, because she literally was like, she got on the train, on the Destiny Style train, and she just shut up. And rode that train to what the career and the success that she has, and the affiliation to Beyonce and Kelly Rowland. Y'all see what happened to the other girl, when it was just like, well, why don't we put your, why don't you go and get your stuff, or it'll be there when you wait, something like that.
It was a whole other three, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Well, not only, I mean, look, TJ just called her that other girl, and there's enough. we don't even know what her name is. Let's not forget that Michelle, like twice. Remember, she fell, and they didn't even look her direction. Like, she fell on 106 in Park or something, and they were just like, "B, you better get your ass up here."
You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
But let's put it this way:
she was right. She could have made hell.
Look, and I know this is gonna sound weird coming from me, but is sometimes the key to success just shutting up and just riding the wave?
I think the key to maintaining it, absolutely, for sure. Especially,
but it backfires.
How does it backfire? Go deeper, Javonni. What do you mean?
I think that it can backfire if you decide to have like your own platform, and it doesn't represent the platform that you started with. Like, for instance, even with the whole Nick Cannon, I'm not saying that he was riding the wave, but years after you've been, a public figure, now all of a sudden you're speaking on what was it, that whole conversation?
Social justice issues?
Social justices and things like that. And his fan base was not used to it, or they were not ready. They was like, hold up, that's not what you do. That's not what we do. And so that's all I'm just saying. Like, it's good to shut up and be quiet, but still make sure that you're creating the look and the platform that represents you. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Bet.
Well, I mean, if I can get...
Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Vince.
I was going to say that Nick Cannon has been very outspoken, but he's done it mainly in poetry art. in spoken word and stuff like that since he's been with Wild 'N Out. But he has been outspoken. And in fact, if we recall, he was fired off of the NBC show America's Got Talent because of his stand-up. Where he said NBC stand for nigga be careful. So he's been teetering on the edge of that wokeness.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think there's a point. I think somebody who should shut up is Kanye West. Because like he is doing this whole other thing.
That's
but I
a better
think you're
example,
right when you said that if it represents you, then like Colin when he spoke up, or Jamel Hill when they speak up, it represents them. So just being authentic.
Yeah, no doubt. Speaking of, oh, you got something to say, Alan? Because I was about to do a dope segue, but you're gonna interrupt me. I was gonna do a dope segue, but you're gonna interrupt me. Go ahead.
No, you can segue in a little bit. I just wanted to interject because I think that like social media is such a cool place because like you can tailor your experience. So like Victor was saying, there was some people that was saying that she may not have been representative of that experience. On my end, I saw when she was maybe the project was being talked about disparagingly about amongst African Americans. There were Africans that was saying, yo, let us have this moment. She worked with hundreds of African creators. She all gave them credit. She paid them all. She represented us well. So, even if everything wasn't perfect to the T, we know that she did a lot to represent us and to represent the movement. And also I saw her mother speaking about when Disney approached her and she had a meeting in regards to doing The Lion King. And essentially what happened was when Beyonce found out that the original story of The Lion King was actually from a South African writer, and essentially even though they did pay him for it, they didn't credit him for it. So she took that and was like, that's a light bulb in her head. That was like, okay, he didn't get his credit. Now I'm going to take this, I'm going to make this my own. And that's how she ended up doing the whole soundtrack for Black is King. So I could respect that, her kind of like taking the mantle and paying it forward. And of course, if he has rights to the song, his family is going to be getting accredited and paid for that, et cetera, et cetera. So I can definitely salute her for it. I haven't seen it yet because I'm not going to Disney Plus.
Oh, it's not worth the $5? All this black stuff. It's like, but she can't get my $5.
No, Walt Disney will be okay. But I'm definitely appreciative of it. And
just like black folks. Look, I support you, boy.
Hold on, because I'm not looking at it as supporting Beyonce on her platform. I'm looking at it as
I ain't gonna support the man
in $20.99 in a month. Walt Disney.
Hey, shout out to our future sponsors, Walt Disney. Thank you for listening to the Soapbox. Anybody who's watching, if you're listening to us on our streaming services, make sure you follow the Soapbox Podcast with 2X. Yo, Alan, you should be a lawyer, man. Alan is the apologist today. He is York in law. I'm going to
I just be knowing shit.
If I ever get into a jam, right, I will be like, yo, speak to my publicist, Alan York. And so, Alan. Yeah, definitely. But speaking of jam, you see how I did that? Another dope segue. Speaking of jam, comment. Oh wait, no, I can't even do the segue because we're missing one. Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, they're gonna have a new song come out in a couple hours. For those we're live on Thursday. Anybody excited? Keep it canceled. The collaboration of Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. I'm pretty sure I know what the song's gonna be about and what the video is gonna see. A lot of twerking, a lot of nude beaches, a lot of all that stuff going on.
No, we're gonna deep dive next week.
A deep dive.
Yes.
Keep it. Are y'all excited? Do y'all get excited for? I have Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B kind of fatigue. So not saying that they're not good artists, but I have fatigue. So anybody else excited? Keep it canceled. Go around the horn. Morgan, keep it canceled.
I mean, I ain't even know.
Okay, so that's,
no, you didn't.
I mean, I saw the pictures. I mean, when I first saw the pictures and everybody was more so talking about the hairstyle. So I didn't think that it. And then I see, oh, it's actually something. They're about to do something. So, I mean, I'm like TJ, like I pretty much know what to expect from this. So just, wait and see what it's going to be, I guess.
They're not going to be quoting Maya Angelou or reading poetry. Let's just put it that way. We know what to expect. Vince, are we keeping or canceling the collaboration of Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion? Are you excited for this?
How much does it cost to keep it? Because I mean, I want to sell it. I don't want. Look, I'll be honest, man. I'm a Cardi fan. I love Cardi. I've been a fan before she made it in the music industry. I loved her Instagram. I always thought she was like mad poppy. Okay.
Yeah.
But Meg Thee Stallion, I do not get. She's like the Ja Rule of female rappers to me. She just does not. I don't get her appeal. She's not really lyrical. I feel like she's kind of being forced on us. I'm more of a a Rap City type. More of a the internet. I'm not really looking forward to it, and I feel like my life would have been better if we hadn't brought it up.
Wait, hold on. Yorkin Law, please explain. Vince, you really don't understand the appeal of Meg Thee Stallion? Is that a direct quote?
No, yeah. I mean, that's legit. I mean, she's not lyrical. All right, she's not. Her beats are decent, have features. I mean, I'm really not feeling her appeal. I think it's because she's from a different. Or she's from Texas, I guess, and she's a young lady. But I mean, she doesn't speak to me as much.
I know this is probably bad for you. Or her appeal is that she's thick and she twerks in her music videos and her songs. Could that be? I don't know. Is that I'm just calling a hunch, but I'm thinking that's probably what she has sex appeal.
Well, tell me this: why I feel like the city girls are the same way, but I flow with it.
Please,
I feel like they're real. I feel like they have a better. You don't like city girls?
I get a headache every time I think about having a conversation with one. Go ahead, please, city girls.
Come on, bro. Real ass big, give up, like that nigga, big burger, bad work.
Listen.
Who does it? Who can?
I didn't say I didn't like the. I didn't say that their music isn't a bop, but I'm just saying like I'm not gonna have no conversation with them. Like I mean I wouldn't say I would never, but I've heard their commentary and I don't. Let's just say I don't think I can keep up. Maybe it's me. I don't think I can keep up.
Everybody ain't meant to meet your mama, TJ. Some people you just have to the crib every now and then and just have a conversation. All right, it's not about bringing her to Sunday school. We just want to get her on the podcast. That's all we saying.
Understood. Alan, are we keeping or canceling this Meg Thee Stallion?
We are not doing anything because nothing has come out.
I forgot. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the weekly rant of Alan about his grievance about the topics that we cover. So please give Alan the floor for his weekly rant. Go ahead, Alan.
I don't have much to say. It hasn't come out yet. To be fair to Cardi, she hasn't released a new record in almost a year. It's been 9 months. I think she's been in renegotiations with Atlantic. So this is going to be the first time that she's put out something new in a minute. This is going to be her rollout. I think we all know what it's going to be. One thing I can say about Cardi is that she doesn't really miss. Like with Meg Thee Stallion, even in her infancy, I feel like, it's hit or miss with her records, her singles. But Cardi doesn't really have those misses. So I think it's going to be fine. Like I said, we'll do a deep dive next week. Two of the biggest brands in music right now, which just so happen to be a couple of women of color, which is awesome because we haven't really seen something like this on a rap front in such a long time. But we'll deep dive into that next week. So
did you just go to join a truth? Did you just go like this is some sort of woman empowerment moment of that? Come on,
as a man, I'm not
energy today.
I'm not allowed to say what women feel empowered by. They've been telling me they ready for this.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Alan must got him somebody.
I was just about to say, Javonni, Alan, who are you dating? Somebody who has corrupted my homeboy on this podcast because he's doing a lot of splaining and a lot of apologies. I demand to know what her name is, what her job occupation is. And I want to know.
A lot of the women just been telling me to stay out of women's business. So I'm doing a lot of deflecting. That's all. That's all I'm doing. I'm just trying to stay out of y'all business and let y'all have y'all shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
If Alan takes 3 steps back, his background will disappear and a whole wall full of holes will appear. Like he got.
Yo, are you in danger? Yo, seriously, you might be in danger. Like somebody's got a gun to him.
Okay.
Javonni, have we heard Alan talk like this before?
No, I mean, he does go deep. He is non-partisan.
Nah, but this is some what do world needs now.
Yeah,
is love. Yeah, this is what I want to know. What's going? Has the quarantine gotten to you officially? Are you feeling a little soft? Is a little lonely? Do we need a conjugal visit? Like, what's going on, homie?
Tune in next week for the WAP breakdown. I'll be in the snap.
Okay, baby, hold on.
Oh my God. I just anyway, I can't listen.
Alan talking about
all right, here's another dope segue. Speaking of new love, what's going on with Tiffany Haddish and Common? Morgan.
Yes, let's talk about it. So Tiffany Haddish has confirmed that her and Common are dating. I think it's a mixed match. I really wouldn't have never put those two together.
You know what that means?
What?
That means Tiffany Haddish is gonna get married soon to somebody else. Because Common is the setup dude. He's the setup dude.
You think so?
Yeah, he's the marriage. He's the Hollywood. He's the black woman Hollywood marriage passage. Yep, you gotta get through Common. He's got to.
Do cite your sources.
Common is the woman of people's dreams.
Who? Common?
I think that's because you know he has a way with words, so he has a way of speaking, to a woman, from a different angle, and that's
he is the black woman's Rubik's Cube that y'all have not been able to figure out yet, and everybody's y'all can't. What's wrong with him, girl? You know what? I'll fix him.
I know. Bad idea.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Morgan. I'm interrupting. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Tiffany says she's in love. She spoke about just shaved all her hair off and shit. Said her man said it was beautiful. Let's put our heads together. So we're gonna see how that play out. But however, speaking of Common as well, we got some accusations from Philly singer Jaguar Wright. So she said she was sexually assaulted. Now, I personally don't like the whole assaulted word being used, especially once I read everything. But I know you have some clips of her.
I have a clip. Yes, I do. Appreciate it, Morgan. I have a clip of Jaguar Wright explaining the situation, and may not be suitable for work, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to the podcast at work later on. But let me go ahead and share the clip. And this is Jaguar Wright talking to, and I'm not sure who she's talking with, but I think she's being interviewed by somebody on Instagram.
Goddamn Common. Next thing I know, we go to bed. He like, oh, come on, Jag. No, I'm tired, nigga. I was on the stage all night. I want to lay down. I'm gonna lay down in the bed. I lay down with my clothes on. You know what I mean? I'm a rape survivor. I know how to buy myself a little time. You know what I mean? Just in case a nigga try to get out of hand, you got to pull my pants down. By the time you get my pants down, I promise you I'm hooking off in your jaw. That's how I grew up. That's how I grew up. The next thing I wake up this morning, I feel something poking in my face and shit, right? And it's just poking in my face, and I'm what the fuck? And I'm like, and I open my mouth, this nigga trying to stick his dick in my mouth while I'm asleep. Lonnie fucking Lynn. Rashid, Common, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. That's why I stopped fucking with him. Because, nigga, if you gonna try to stick your dick in my mouth while I'm asleep, there ain't nothing you won't do. I don't even know why he running around here, parading around here with all these public relationships that don't never seem to last. When the last time he actually had a real bitch? You was with Serena, that didn't work out. You was with whoever and whoever. You always got, whoever's hot dating you, but the shit don't last long. He ain't been right since fucking Lauryn Hill left him anyway. Then he got with Erica after I fucking spurned him. He hated my ex-husband for I don't know how long. No matter where we bumped into each other, he wouldn't even look my ex-husband in the face. He would talk to everybody totally. Real bitch shit. Let's keep it a bean. Real bitch shit.
This is piping hot, girl.
With Erica, and then Erica was jealous as fucking me. That song "Booty" on that second album, that shit was about me. She made that shit up at Black Lily in New York. That your booty may be bigger, but I sure can still your nigga, but I don't want him, bitch. You can't.
Wow.
All right, so that's what she said. Listen, I would just
Who
say,
was that?
I don't know who that was. Jaguar Wright. She's a singer.
Yeah, that was Jaguar Wright.
I don't know who she was talking to, but as soon as Jaguar Wright went in, that girl went, "Bitch, I'm about to go viral." Oh, thank you. Like, you see her eyes? She's like, "Oh my God." Like, her eyes lit up like, this is my moment. It's happening. And you see her sip her water. Girl, the tea was hot. Thank you.
Right.
But anyway, go ahead, Morgan. I'll just say that. Not to make light of the situation.
But TJ, reading more about it, because I was thinking to myself, why were you there? Why were you in the bed, and why were you already on the defense with putting your clothes on while you're in the bed? It just didn't make sense. But her and Common were romantically involved. So it sounds like to me, got to the house or what have you. He feeling a little frisky. Come on, baby, let's go. And she like, no, I'm tired. So he figured, all right, that's okay. I'll wake you up with a little pokey. That's what it sounds like to me. I think that's why I said I don't like the sexually assaulted, phrase being put in there, because it just sounds like it was a situation where she wasn't feeling the D, and that's what it was. But if you went to bed and thought, let me keep my clothes on, that was a problem right there. You should have gotten up and left.
I will say this for the fellas who's listening. If you were sleeping with a girl and she has her clothes on and you ask her for sex and she's like, nah, I'm gonna tell you right now, allegedly pulling your dick out and poking her in her face is the quickest charge of sexual assault out there, and not a good look, bro.
Yeah,
not a good look. You might as well, keep it 100. If you are that revved up, you might as well just take it to the bathroom and handle your damn business.
Exactly.
Because I don't know what part of the game is taking your thing out and for, like, what do you get out of that?
Well,
so
something that they, it's just something, like I said, they were romantically involved. He was that comfortable for a reason. Not saying that it's right or I, approve, but it was a reason he was that. Because like you saying, like, that's crazy as hell. Like, who the fuck is waking up poking a dick? That's comfort. He was comfortable doing that shit.
Yeah. And you know what? And just to kind of like backtrack, they were on tour together, right? And if I'm not mistaken, this actually happened on the tour bus or the tour rooms. Okay. Right? And so, yeah, and I did, I listened to like a bunch of, Jaguar Wright was saying a bunch of stuff within those lives that are not really getting traction, but the common one was the biggest news. So they were, they were involved, they were dating. She actually said later in the live that they were dating. He was too clingy, so she ended up not dating him anymore, whatever. But she did say, the thing that stood out to me in this clip was I'm a rape survivor. So her mentality is completely different at that point, to where she has an escape and a defense mechanism. And I felt terrible in regards to that she had to go to those lengths because she's been through something before, right? But the story was, she went to sleep. And so whatever, they went to sleep, they separated. And then in the morning, this is when this happened. And then it's, and a victim, if she's saying that she's a victim, she's a victim. We're not allowed to argue with that, right? So that just kind of led me to a rabbit hole, like, okay, how does one initiate morning sex?
That's a great question, because I've had some. Because I've had some wake up where I was asleep.
Verbalize it. It's not going to be in your favor. If you verbalize these things, it's not going to be in your favor. So I'm asking y'all.
How do you initiate? Yeah, how do you initiate?
I don't have sex, so it's
morning sex during the day. You was a lot, Alan. I hate this. This is my least favorite version of Alan.
I don't have sex. Right?
You what?
Ladies, let's ask ladies, because ladies are more susceptible to not.
Alan, I asked you. I'm here to ask the tough questions. How do you initiate your morning sex, sir?
I'm telling. I don't. No habla, ladies. How do you initiate morning sex from your significant other?
He's a pro.
Javonni?
Like I'm not having this conversation.
Alan, you just said that you don't have sex on this podcast. I'm very upset with you because that is not the case.
We are in a pandemic, sir.
Look, this dude is drinking green tea with his soliloquies and his defending of women's rights. And
ladies, how do you initiate morning sex? Your
It's a couple of ways that you can initiate morning sex, but this situation about how a man do it. So that question is for y'all.
No. But no, I'm just saying, like,
Are you saying what do we
general.
expect from a man? Or are you saying what do we do personally as women?
We can do both. So we can do what do you do and what don't you mind your man doing?
Yeah, don't bother answering that. He's just trying to deflect. He just don't want to answer the question himself. He could care less.
I am appalled. I am appalled, Vince. I am appalled that he just does not want to answer this question.
I'm not surprised with this gentleman being such
but
a
I am interested to hear how Javonni initiates her morning sex.
Oh, I was just so happy that Vince got me out of it. I was like,
I'm just.
Well, yeah, you got.
I'm upset with Alan, but I'm still very curious as to how. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think we need to bother Javonni with that because she has a product of morning sex right there with her right now. So we want to just
exactly.
Go. We don't want that.
Oregon.
We gonna keep somebody. Look, go ahead.
Okay, Noble.
Okay. As far as like what's accepted, I mean, it's whatever.
Oh no.
Like,
is it a nudge? Do you do the elbow?
Oh, you talking about like what I do? Like I'm a probably get on your side or
Go ahead. All right.
Okay. You a little shimmy.
Or if I'm that revved up, then I'm just grabbing it. I guess.
See, it's different because women can say that, and not be.
But it still sounds like
that, and that's what I'm saying. And I think that's the broader point when it comes to because just to, not to get too serious, but to get a little serious. I think that consent and sexual assault is taught to us in a very black and white space as young men, right? It's very like if you're not jumping out the woods and she's screaming and no, whatever, that's the only thing we're talking about, right? But there's a spectrum of if maybe we had sex the night before and maybe we are waking up next to each other and she's not in the mood for it, but you assume that she's in the mood for it, right? That's a whole gray area that both men and women get into that we're not really taught about, right? And
ain't no gray area for me, bro.
Like, nah, but such and such happened last night. It doesn't matter. You're going to jail, bro.
Yo.
I think everyone has to learn from this situation.
I know we have a younger audience that 25 to 45 demographic. Listen, there ain't no gray area. Like I don't even play with the whole. When girls will y'all be like. You be touching on them and they be like, oh no, stop.
No, we're not talking about that.
I don't even engage. No, like, how they do that playful stuff? I don't even engage with that. I stop.
Definitely not. No, don't do that. But I'm talking about like, even when you are with your significant other, right? Mm-hmm. Which is in this case, I wouldn't say, they weren't significant others, but they were involved with each other, right? Mm-hmm. You can still cross the line in that situation. And even if we want to just date back, to that because at one point in time, women essentially were property of their man once they became married. So
but he's not. But listen, we talking about common Jaguar Wright. He's not married, and I don't know.
But I'm just talking about the consent bridge.
Oh, okay. But I'm just saying
that this conversation is to be had. You know what I'm saying? So
what part of the game is sticking a woman's face with your ding dong? Like,
listen, if you're gonna sit here and tell me that a woman has not tried to wake you up with head, you're lying to me.
I just told you I was. Listen, I told y'all that I got my thing grabbed in a church.
And this is what I'm talking about as far as the gray area, right?
Yeah.
So where that we just have to have these conversations. You have to know who you're dealing with at all times.
Yes.
Unfortunately, a lot of times these conversations don't happen until you are comfortable with someone, right?
All right. Let me get back to Morgan because it was Morgan's story. She hasn't finished. Go ahead. Go ahead, Morgan. And then I'm gonna go to you, Vince.
No, I was just gonna say that, yeah, like if me and you fucking around, you know what I mean, and maybe this particular night I got an attitude or whatever. I just want women to just, I don't know. It's just like one of those things where it's like, damn, was this just a situation where at that moment it was like, boy, you better get your shit on out my way, you know, and y'all went on about your business, and now that you done went back and thought about it, you know, or what have you, like she stated about the ex-fiance and how he was treating her. So she was like, well, fuck you then if you're gonna come around and not directly speak and shit. So is that why you thinking back on that shit? Now you all hyped up mad, like, yeah, that nigga did this and he did that. You know,
so you're trying to say you think that the timing of her expressing her voice has to do with who he's now dating? And it being in the news.
If it was about if it was about the what she said was alleged sexual assault, then it should have stayed there. She took it to the whole him not speaking or him.
Oh, like it made it okay.
Beyonce bringing up Erykah Badu, like she's just bringing up all this. She's salty about a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so she probably was not okay with the shit when it happened. Mm-hmm. But just now it's like shit on top of shit. And I feel like all of it's just about that. It's about
I guess what you're saying. You said if it's sexual assault, stick to that. Don't talk about all the other personal stuff, because if you're a victim of sexual assault, you're not going to want a guy's attention who just assaulted you, but you made it. I get it.
That's true. Now that's true.
And this what the live started, just a little bit of context, and I'm out. The live started because one of the founder members of the Roots, Malik B, died, and she felt that the other member of the Roots wasn't giving him enough credit. So she just went on the live. She's been on 2 or 3 lives just wilding, spilling out all of the business of the crew. So there was a lot of
grieving. She's grieving.
Yeah, there was a lot of stories that was intertwined, but I understand it because she's hurting right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
Well, first of all,
and we're getting ready to go to Javonni too. Javonni, you already know the question I'm going to ask you. Please be ready. Go ahead, Vince.
What question?
I'm wondering, A, if she had sucked it before. Not that it makes a difference, but it does kind of give him at least a false sense of entitlement, so to speak. B, what Morgan said is so true. What was her reaction? Was it like, oh my God, did you just put your, like you were so stupid. Like, can't you just let me wake up? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I'm wondering, like, when the sexual assault moniker was added to the actual to the acts, you know, was it her that said that, or was it somebody that picked it up and put that in a headline? Because it doesn't sound like that's her. She sounds like she's grieving / clout chasing a little bit. She's putting her name amongst a bunch of names to make sure she's amongst those names. And common is the thread. So I think that those are factors. But I'm impressed with Morgan's take, because a lot of times, like when a woman unfortunately goes through these things, as no woman should, oftentimes there's a sector of society that, regardless of the context, they want to believe that the man should be demonized regardless of any context. And perhaps that's the case in most instances, but I do think that there are these cracks where, hey, maybe it's not the way it's being portrayed. And I think it takes, a mindset to look at it from that perspective. So I commend you for that.
No doubt. Well, to answer some of your questions, I think the sexual assault narrative came out because people were like, oh, she was sleeping, which means she's unconscious, which means she can't give consent. Oh, he took his dick out. He put it in her mouth several times. So people were like, 1 + 1 is 2. Oh, that's sexual assault on in any state across any board. So any dude that's thinking about that, like, look, unless she gives you the thumbs up or gives you some sort of the body language that it is, it's go time, then don't do it. I'm very standoffish. Like, I don't make the move. I let you come to me, and then when I know, then it's on. You see what I'm saying? I'm not out here just making certain moves and certain touches, because you can literally, especially with myself, you can get yourself in trouble that way. And I'm not going to have nobody mess me up or misconstrued anything, especially if there's alcohol or any of that kind of stuff involved. If it's not, if you have to guess whether or not she's in it with you or whatever, y'all doing it, then bow out, bro. It's just that.
Here's the question,
huh?
TJ.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the question. If this was in reverse, if Common was coming out saying, bro, yeah, I mean, yo, shit, I woke up one day, you feel me? And you know what I'm saying? She just kept putting her head on my thing. And I was like, nah, shorty, what you doing? Would they label that as assault?
Listen, the reality is, and I know people aren't gonna like to say it, but women don't ask for consent that often. It's just the truth. Like whenever y'all don't have that, that's one of those double standards where it's a double standard. Women, and if a guy
me wanting to have sex with you is the consent.
That's it. That's it. And if you don't, oh my goodness, if you don't, then you get all sorts of slander and all sorts of you this and this and that. So
right.
That's what it is. Like there is no. I've been woken up. Yes, I've been woken up. I've been woken up like that before.
That's just a side effect of us being whores, but we're not gonna get into that either.
Now, wait a minute, Alan. What books are you reading? What are you talking?
My bad. I'm sorry. My bad.
Men are whore. Yo, what? You know what? I'm coming to New York. I'm getting my mask. I'm coming.
You moving on?
Got it.
No, this is another episode. We moving on. We got
what is going on? Where you just men are?
No, we got docket. My bad.
Are you up there in the quarantine watching The Notebook, drinking green tea?
Hey yo,
having yourself a day?
I'm demanding that you get rid of this background and show us what's really behind your screen. I'm demanding we go no further.
Alan got his book club behind him. He got a book club.
He's being held hostage by the Beehive right now.
Speak like a woman, act like a woman.
Yeah, like what? Anyway,
no, I'm just playing, Alan.
Back to the most serious topic at hand. Javonni, please, you have the floor. What are your thoughts on this situation, and please share anything that you would like to share with the class.
My thoughts on the situation. Yeah, I agree with Morgan. I just kind of feel like he must have felt comfortable. I mean, I don't know. I think it may have been taken out of context. I mean, I think what he did, if they were dating, it could possibly be normal for them, or that's just maybe something that he do. I mean, I don't see it as like, oh my gosh, that's so outrageous. I can't believe he did that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, I would like when she said it, I was just like, okay, sound like a nigga to me. But I mean.
You said it just sounds like, oh, that's just normal, huh? That's just normal behavior for the.
But see, that was before I knew the whole. I mean, now that I know that they was dating, I'm like, oh, okay, they were dating. So, but if they weren't dating, then of course I would be offended, especially if I have my clothes on. That already let you know, like I'm uncomfortable. I'm not really trying to do nothing tonight, so don't push it. And then he pushed it, so I don't know, but. He clearly didn't know her
What signs should they be looking for? What body language? What signs should they be looking for?
If you sleeping like this, which I'm pretty sure she was, if she had her clothes on, that's a sign. And then she said she had on pants, not a dress. You know, you might can get away with sleeping in a dress, but she had on pants. She said she didn't want to take her pants down. So if you don't want to take your pants down. And I mean, you know, he didn't decide to sleep on the couch. I don't know. She didn't really go into detail about where they slept, if they slept next to each other under the covers or off the covers. So it was kind of confusing, you know, I don't know. But I think those are clear signs. Like if I'm keeping my clothes on, that means when the sunshine come up, most likely I'm leaving and you're not getting none of this, you know, unless you got breakfast on, you done cooked in the kitchen and it's breakfast and something going on, you know. Maybe. But so maybe.
No, we're not getting into that. No.
The hell we are, Alan. I'm gonna mute Alan's mic. Alan, mute. Javonni, you said they gotta cook what? I have to mute Alan. I'm sorry for the first time ever. You are not gonna interrupt this.
Stove, biscuits in the oven, grits boiling, eggs scrambled. No, but I'm serious. Like, you know, I'm just saying maybe he didn't set the tone, so she probably was just shocked. Like,
you said grits and eggs.
Were those buttermilk biscuits?
And biscuits.
What kind of biscuit? What kind of biscuit?
Did you want? I'm serious. Did you want honey on those
egg beaters or these with yolk?
Real eggs, fried hard, salt and pepper, butter. Yeah. All that good stuff.
All right. Nothing to drink, just a mimosa. Is the mimosa okay? Is that it?
Yes, mimosa.
Looks like I pronounced it
All
wrong.
right.
I'm telling you, I bet you the situation would have been different.
Yeah, she would have been putting his dick in her mouth.
It
We've
would
got
have been.
off rails. Listen, speaking of inappropriate behavior, Alan, real quick, what's going on with Ellen and what's going with her controversy with her show and people not being treated right?
Hey, listen, we all gonna zoom through this because I want to get to the last topic. But as of right now, Ellen is currently she's hot right now. She's under investigation. Essentially, there has been a lot of complaints between her staff to the media. First, they reported that they were outraged because the producers had a lack of transparency during the pandemic. In July recently, they described the show just as having a bad feeling of racism, fear, and intimidation. And additionally, former employees accused producers of sexually harassing them. So a lot of the times, these aren't direct attacks on Ellen, but the environment that her show has produced. So she's always going to get the heat for that. As of right now, it seems that she's in talks with the higher beings to possibly stepping down or getting a replacement. But a lot of things are vague right now. So we're monitoring it. She came out and said, as a person who's been oppressed, she definitely never wanted to create a situation where she's oppressing others. So, as of right now, like I said, we don't have a lot of detail, but it seems like she's leaning towards just kind of ending the show just because a lot of the former employees are speaking out. Of course, celebs came out in her defense. People like Jay Leno, people like Kevin Hart. In my head, that means they just got a mass text message that says, "Hold me down. I'm going through
the SOS."
Yeah, just hold me down, because people just don't randomly do that, So, like I said, as of right now, we're closely monitoring the situation. It does look like that she's on her way out, and this is just my assumption. But, toxic work environments are things that is going to target you when your name is on the show, unfortunately.
Yeah, I definitely think that Ellen, she just got an award too. I think, was it at the Golden Globes for her career or something? She was recognized. She just got an award. Yeah, definitely everybody got that SOS. But what's done in the dark, will eventually come to light. So it is what it is. Vince, go ahead.
I got something to speak on this because I think that there's a fine line to walk. And if you've noticed, there have been a couple of, like, they said that Steve Harvey was a tough ass, right? And they also said,
he's an asshole.
Yeah, well, we know that could be the case. And we've heard that, Monique and a couple other folks that they tend to come at and say, look, these are harsh work environments. Now, I don't know the extent of it. I'm not saying that it's not the case. But I do know that sometimes when you work for what's perceived as a comedian who's, in your mind, a nice person, you can be potentially met with, a rude awakening, because you realize, like, not only is this person funny on stage, but they about their business, and that might rub you the wrong way. Now, from some of the stuff I read was just straight, disappointing. Like, people being made fun of because they black and they skin color. And I think one of the stories said something like, "Oh, I can't tell you two girls apart when y'all both had braids." And now I know that's like detrimental. I also know that in a comedic environment, sometimes you think you have liberties to say some things that you think are, in context wise satirical or just lighthearted, and they can come across the wrong way. Like, this whole time I've been, messing with Morgan. I'm kidding around. Hopefully I don't get, canceled. But I mean, some of these things, these jokes, we just try to say and you think are just lighthearted, and then they more revealing. So I just hope that, the whole scope of it, not trying to take Ellen's side, but as a guy who is a comedian and who does own businesses and does have to crack the whip sometimes, I can empathize with people that do get, dragged through the mud when they are told, about the work environment not necessarily being that easy.
No, I feel you, and I will speak up on your behalf, because I do not think you should be canceled for asking for proof that Morgan went to a nude beach. I will be out there with a statement on your behalf at the press conference, because this was on our podcast. So that's what we call that is investigative journalism here on this platform. So we just wanted to get the hard the hard facts. Hey, real quick, let me play this clip of we'll keep up staying updated on what's going on with Ellen and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised. I will say this. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like a Tiffany Haddish or was the next host of Ellen DeGeneres type of show or something like that. It just seems right. I think that may come along with the common package deal. It seems like everybody who he dates levels up with him on his arm, and then as soon as they pull the lever and he exits out the car, then they're good and able to float on their own. So we'll see about that. Want to play this clip of Joe Biden and his stance on African Americans. Speaking of African Americans, he had a stance where he took that was very confusing, but I got the longer clip so that we could see it in context. So I want to get y'all reactions to it. Give me 1 second here.
I have a few questions that I'd just like to get through because they are incredibly important to the Latino community. First of all, you are extending TPS, temporary protected status, to Venezuelans. Cubans, though, are now being deported in unprecedented numbers. Would you stop those deportations?
What I said, I'm going to look at entire temporary. I'm going to look at every single country in the world that in fact is being, and this guy's sending them back. The reason why I came up with Venezuela is he's not even allowing it to exist in the first place. And so the TPS program is something I will move on the first day I'm in office to make sure that we extend it to people. We look for too long, we didn't get it right. But here's the deal. I think that we should be extending it. Anybody can prove that they are in jeopardy to go back to their country, and the reason they came in the first place, they should be able to stay in the United States of America until the circumstance changes in their country. And that's why, by the way, I put that program together to provide. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Are you going to re-engage with Cuba, though? I mean, I'm specifically wondering about, the Florida communities that are, incredibly interested in the Cuba issue and see status given to Venezuelans while Cubans are being deported.
The answer is yes. I'm going to engage. Yes. And by the way, what you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African-American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things. You go to Florida, you find a very different attitude about immigration in certain places than you do when you're in Arizona. So it's a very diverse community.
Okay. Well, I would say this. Joe Biden, just ride the wave, bro. Like, you don't have to say anything. Like, you could have went up there and just been like, she could ask you about the Cuban. You could have said, no say. And everything would have been okay. Everybody would have been like, okay, let's give him a shot. But at this point, the longer you talk, I would just say this. It's not when you talk. It's when he goes off the cuff.
Yeah.
It's like when you go off the cuff, you are literally working for the Trump campaign. Don't go off the cuff. Where's his staff? Look, we look forward to one day, hopefully having Joe Biden on here, hopefully this election cycle, which would be really dope. But man, some of the answers and the things that you're saying about African Americans who are the engine of the Democratic Party, like, you wouldn't even be a nominee if it wasn't for African Americans, but you just keep putting your foot in the mouth when it comes to us. And right now we're looking for you're literally affecting the voter turnout every time you talk or go off the cuff. So please, with all shut up. Like, I'm sorry, like, you just got too low.
From the beginning to the end.
Yeah, like, seriously, because I don't know what that babble was about. And I consider myself politically astute. What was that?
I said, I was confused. I was like, wait, what is happening right now? What is he talking about? What is he saying?
Listen, I'm telling you, it might be a blessing in disguise that there's no debates, because as much as we say about Donald Trump, and not liking his rhetoric, I can't see Joe beating him in a debate for and going off the cuff for an hour, especially in the like town hall where he's got the microphone and they're walking around. I cannot see it happening. Trump will say something to rattle him, and then Joe's going to go off the cuff, and that's not his strong suits. If this is a boxing match, Joe Biden, all you have to do is hold them. You're already up in the scorecards. Just hold them, lock up. That's it. Don't need to go for no haymakers. I don't know. Vince, what do you think?
I can't speak to it, bro. I mean, the fact this dude, he was with, the first, quote, black president for 8 years, and mingled with the family, and that's what he results in. I think that he would do well in debate, though. I do disagree with you on that.
You think so?
Only because obviously his opponent is an imbecile. Not to say that he's that much smarter. I do think he's lost a couple steps. But I think what gave me the confidence is watching his last debate with Bernie Sanders, and he went on. It was longer than an hour, and he stood there and he was feisty, and he came back, and I think that when he debate preps, I think he does fairly decent. There's always room for gaps, but Biden is very fortunate this year that he happens to be running against one of the most incompetent presidential figures that I think we've seen in recent history. So it's every gaffe that he makes can be matched with 4 or 5 gaffes or just misspoken words by this other guy. If it was any other year where there was an actual plausible Republican candidate, then he would not have a chance. So he's kind of lucky that he's in the position he's in.
Alan, I know you wanted to touch on it.
Well, I mean, I think I'm probably gonna have like a different opinion from everyone else.
No.
If the ladies want to go first.
Oh God, ladies.
You just said it
first, but follow up,
Yeah. All right. Well, I was confused when he first started talking. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Talking in circles, things like that. So exactly what is it that he said specifically about blacks that have gotten the black people upset? I mean, I know he said the whole we're not as diverse. It is just blacks are blacks. You know what I'm saying? Black people are black people, but in that community, you got Mexicans, you got Puerto Ricans, and they don't consider themselves all one. You can't call a Puerto Rican a Mexican, and they're going to be offended. that Hispanic community is broad. It is diverse. They have different. They do have their own different cultures within that community. We are what we are. We are a black community. You ain't got no Puerto Rican blacks. No, there's no
Jamaican black, Haitian black.
But here's the thing:
you got Jamaicans, you got Nigerians, you got a lot of people.
Listen. You guys are making all excellent points. You guys are a very smart panel. I'm blessed to have you guys on here with me. But the fact of the matter is, if you run for president and you're a vice president, and people like us got to say, well, what Biden meant to say was, you failed in your articulation of your point. You see what I'm saying? Like you guys are saying all great stuff, but he didn't say it. That's the point. If he can't articulate his position,
he started off wrong. He already was coming down the hill when he began.
Because she asked him a question. Did you see his arm fold?
Yeah.
Did you see what she was like? He went like this. As soon as she asked him a question, she said,
"Yeah, he tripped at the top of the hill. He fell. He started off wrong."
Yeah. What were you saying, Javonni?
No, I just think that it's just his health.
You think so? You think there's something?
Yeah, I do. I really think like every now and then he may have a really like, and I'm not talking about the brain freezes when you drink cold stuff. I mean like a for real brain freeze, and he gotta like wake up like, because I mean sometimes you really think that he is having like a stroke or something, but even just from his response to what the lady asked, you can tell like he didn't even really remember what she asked. So he just started saying stuff. And then she was like, no, we're talking about Cuba. And he's like, yeah, right. That, yeah. But I really think that if he's in office, and they're sitting at the table, they're at the White House and they say, this is what we're going over. His assistant is with him and everybody's and he's doing it at his own pace, we will be okay. Yeah. But if it's cut and dry, you need to act immediately, we may be in trouble.
Yeah, he does answer questions sometimes like he lost his keys. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. There they are. There they are. They're right here. Go ahead, Ellen.
So, well, I felt like I look at a lot of things. Like, this is a predominantly Hispanic outlet that he's on, right? And first, she definitely switched the question from Venezuela to Cuba in the middle of the question. So even though he definitely does be absent-minded a lot of times, she definitely threw him that curveball in the middle. To me, as a politician, I think about votes. He's talking about votes. He knows he's going to get 90+% of the African-American vote, right? 91% of the black vote went to Hillary last time, which in my mind tells me that Trump knows he doesn't need the black vote. But that's another conversation. But last time, Trump got 30%, technically, I think it was 28, 29% of the Hispanic vote. So when Biden is talking about the Hispanic community is more diverse in the things that they're looking to do, he's talking about that 30%. Because if you're from Venezuela, you may have a different agenda as opposed to someone who's from Cuba, as opposed to someone who's Mexican, which I don't believe is the scenario with the black diaspora. If you're from New York, or if you're from Jamaica, or if you're from Haitian, we kind of all are on the same accord voting demographic wise, right? So when he's saying that the Hispanic community is more diverse, that's what he's talking about, because he needs to shave that 30% for Trump. He needs to shave that to 15 to 20% if he's going to want to win. So that's what I heard when I heard him make that spiel, because I understand that, and this was a dialogue that was going on after the last election, that the Hispanic vote may in turn be more valuable as far as targeting than the black vote, because the black vote has always traditionally gone to the blue. So in my head, that's what he was saying when he was saying the diversity claim, diversity in votes, not in culture or people.
Yeah. All right, Vince, go ahead.
I think, well, first of all, black vote didn't really go to the Democratic Party until after 1964 when they signed the Voting Rights Act.
Well, yeah, well, no, he knows that right now.
But I don't think the black vote is really a lock for Biden like that. Like,
yeah, that's what was just
like he still needs an overwhelming black turnout in order for him to overtake Trump. Like if he don't get that high 9, like if he don't get that, Trump is going right back in there if he doesn't get it. So that's why the whole who his VP pick is going to be has been such a topic, because the VP pick has to be someone who's going to ignite the base.
But even beyond that, right? I feel like even beyond percentage, it has to be numbers with us, because he can still get 90% or more. But I feel like with the black community, the choice is either vote or stay home. It's not Biden or Trump. It's I'm going to vote for Biden or I'm just not going to do anything. So you can still get 90% of the turnout and fuck up, because you're not getting the numerical amount that you need in those swing states.
Vince, go ahead, touch on it.
Don't forget the difference in this election as opposed to the last election is that Biden, as opposed to many of his predecessors, Democratic-wise in the presidential election, actually has the majority of he has an overwhelming white vote electorate right now, a piece of it that Hillary didn't have, and neither did Bill Clinton, number one. Number two, I think the most problematic thing about his statement wasn't that he said that African Americans aren't as diverse, because at that point I was like, all right, it was the word attitude that messed with me. You know what I'm saying? He said with their attitudes. I was like, what the fuck? What are you trying to say? Like, you know how many black folks I know that are in the communities that are supporting Black Lives Matter that call Joe Biden Jim Crow Joe, and that will not support anybody in the Democratic Party because they believe that they started the KKK, and that won't vote at all because they believe it don't matter. Like, we are diverse as hell as well, attitude-wise. So I think that was the biggest misstep with me. I think he does have a point though, and to ride off of what my man was saying, we do kind of tend to vote in herds, and that is something I think he could have articulated better, and he does nothing but hurt himself when he says these idiot things. Like he said, you don't, if you vote for Trump, you ain't black. You know what I'm saying? These stupid things he keeps saying.
It's unnecessary. It's just the most unnecessary things. It doesn't need to be done, and everybody's trying to be a spokesperson, and I'm just like, dude, you're ahead of the game. All you got to do is take a knee.
He's like the one who talks himself out of getting some pussy. He already has it. And yet,
right.
There you go, trying to put it in her mouth when she wakes up.
Exactly.
Joe Biden literally could be
Joe, you really don't need to be poking us in the face. You like we already here, Joe.
Hey, but you know what's funny though? What? I know all of us remember having this same conversation in regards to the black vote and Hillary in 2016.
Yes. The Democratic Party
and that's why, if he wants to pander to the Latin community, I understand why he does that, because we went out and we did what we needed to do in 2016, and it didn't fucking matter. So he's trying to find pockets in between us.
Right. Well, black folks weren't, but the thing is, black folks weren't even rocking with Hillary like that. Just because we
came out
though.
We came out though. She got the votes.
Yeah, we came out, but we didn't come out. Barack Obama come out, and that's what they've been banking on, and that's why they've been losing, because they haven't been able to get that energy back to the polls. So, listen, before we wrap, I do want to let everybody know we have an announcement. This Sunday, August 9th at 6 p.m., the Soapbox presents Ready to Reform virtual rally that's going to be co-hosted with Miles Moran, who is an activist. We have State Attorney Aaron Masayala. We have Dwight Bullard from New Florida Majority. We have Representative Ana Escamani from District 47. We also have Attorney Natalie Jackson, who's the attorney for the Trayvon Martin family. Also, we have candidates Andrew Darling for Orange County for Sheriff, candidate Monique Worrell for Orange County State Attorney, Orange and Osceola State Attorney, Melba Pearson for Miami-Dade, and Miami-Dade State Attorney, and then Alton Edmonds for Sheriff for Brevard. So we got some heavy hitters. We're going to do our virtual rally, make sure that we're encouraging folks to get out to vote. We're going to be talking about criminal justice reform. So make sure you all tune in. If you're listening to us on Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud, make sure you all tune in for that. So very proud to bring that to you all. Yes, let's go around the horn as we do every week. This is our moral of the story. I'm going to start with Vince Taylor. What's your moral of the story?
Oh, man. The moral of the story is get consent, keep it out the face. If you sleep, then do not let it creep. Mm-hmm. If you want to stand for all lives matter, just know that Black lives might take your knee out from above or beyond the grave. Mm-hmm. And just, at the end of the day, man, take what you got. If you got $400 billion, $1 million, that might be enough. Just settle with one island. You don't need all four of the Fiji islands. Just get comfortable and just smoke the chronic that you help build all those 23 years of marriage. That's all I got to say.
Appreciate you, man. Where can they find you on social media? And do you have any? I know the Improv is open in Orlando. Do you have any more any shows that you're gonna be doing soon, or any other shows that you've been up to? I got to go out there to see Corey Holcomb, who's an influence of mine soon.
Yeah, Corey. Y'all look like y'all could be cousins or something, man. I would believe it if you told me.
I would love to go see him. Yeah.
Not scheduled for the Improv just yet. I was there earlier this year, so I think I gotta wait at least 6 more months. But I do have Margaritaville over in Kissimmee. I'll be there the 18th and 19th of next month. A couple spots in Flagler Beach. I mean, it's all on the website, therealvincetaylor.com, facebook.com/realvincetaylor, Instagram Real Vince Taylor, Twitter Real Vince Taylor, Snapchat Real Vince Taylor, Christian Mingle. We'll leave that handle.
No doubt. Morgan, what's your moral of the story? And thank you for being a guest contributor tonight.
Thank you for having me. I probably don't even really have no moral of the story. We all thinking the same thing. Really, just make sure you have consent. You know what's going on. Talk about how you're gonna, wake me up. Just go on, let her know if you're not sure. You know what I mean? And,
I got to come up with a damn title for this episode. I am stumped at this point because we done talked about every sort of damn thing. Morgan, where can they find you on social media?
Yeah, follow me on Instagram. I'm Konsked, KONSK, and the number 3, TED_08.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Javonni, what's your moral of the story?
Am I okay?
Yeah,
no,
you're on.
My moral of the story is to make
Found
sure.
Morgan's picture.
Huh?
I was big found Morgan's picture. She on the beach. Send it to me. Go ahead, Javonni.
The moral of the story for me is to, as women, make sure that we can get it back too, just in case the dude don't want to give us half of what he have. I'm all for entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship, and things like that. So that'll be my moral of the story. Just get your own bag.
I love it. Alan, what's your moral of the story?
My moral of the story is, of course, start out with the regular: wash your hands, cover your face. The pandemic is not over just because you are tired of it. Additionally, new song dropping at 12 o'clock midnight tonight. Let me know. It'll be on all streaming platforms. Alan, New York. Alan as in Iverson, New York as in New York. And also, I'm about to make a Christian mingle in honor of my boy Vince. You can find me at Christian Mingle / Jesus the Carp Bend Her. And
there he is. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. He's back. Hey, thank you. Beautiful moral of the story. Go ahead.
You can follow me on Instagram at Just Javonni, JUSTJAVONNI. On Facebook, Javonni V. Hampton. On Twitter, Javonni Hampton. I'm really not on Twitter like that. I use that strictly for business. But on Instagram, follow me on Instagram at Just Javonni.
Yes, if all you dudes that's about to slide in Javonni's DMs, please. She said her eggs, she likes them fried hard, and she wants a mimosa. Just to let y'all know. So don't even try it. Right, Javonni? I got you.
Butter.
it's so butter.
Don't forget the butter.
Listen, my moral of the story is simple. If your man has been quarantining and has been following all the rules, and he's been in his apartment for months upon months,
speak the truth.
He may get a little lonely because he's watching the Notebook and all these romance novels on his computer. So something happened today with Alan, but I need y'all to pray for young this was Alan today, okay? Young Ginger Ale. I don't know. You need to change your name. I'm very upset with the commentary that you had today. It was just very I don't know who you're talking to or what her name is. I don't know if you've been on Bumble. You see what I'm saying? But brother, just let it come back home. All right, that's what I'm gonna say about that. Other than that, hey, it's been a pleasure to have Vince, Morgan. Thank you for filling in, chopping it up with us as always. Javonni, thank you for being here. My man Alan York, hopefully he'll be back next week. But Alan Collins is here today, giving his commentary. Yo, for Alan, for Morgan, for Javonni, for Vince, this is the Soapboxx Podcast. We out here. Peace.